Make sure she doesn't stand in front of that graphic. Three, two, one, go see. Art. Mike Q.
A big decision about spending money on Louisiana school kids. Plus, baseball players have spring training before the regular season.
Turn this on
Louisiana
up in the studio.
lawmakers have their own preseason ritual before the session starts. Big money fundraisers. And should you really get a flu shot every year? Why some experts are rethinking the policy.
Semi sound from C.
70s Nightcast starts now.
Go see.
Now, in high definition.
Stand by 2
Sponsored
key.
by Nissan of Lake Charles. This is 7 News Nightcast.
Go key, my Q.
Good evening. The post-war Pentagon is taking a long, hard look at our armed forces. The
A is
Defense
out.
Department
Stand by
is
sound from
proposing
C.
shifting
Video
and
from 1.
reducing some forces. The plan could cut Fort Polk's troop force by half. That would leave a huge
C.
hole in the area economy. This afternoon, opponents of the plan held a meeting to advise the public on the Army's options and to
We're going to mix with Banner to Assad out of 2. We'll come back to the...
Mayor Ron Roberts of DeRitter
key.
says the impact of Fort Polk goes beyond just the economics.
And 2.
Having soldiers and their families in our family, in our community.
On the studio audio, please. 11 seconds for us. More VO, 2 key.
In our schools. It's a tremendous thing for us.
Mike Q.
Time is running out for the public to have their say. The public comment period ends March 21st. To learn more about the Army's plan and the opposition to it, you can visit our website, KPLC-TV.com.
She's up on
State
cam.
education leaders have set a $3.5 billion spending plan to legislators. Today, the Board of Secondary and Elementary Education.
We're going to mix with Banner to Assad out of 1. We will come back to a different key.
The funding plan would freeze the amount of state aid per student for the 5th consecutive year.
Son of 1.
EMFP is larger today
11 seconds. Saying that today. More VO. It's out. Coming back key.
Than previous years. Healthcare.
Stand by Mike.
They're not saying that today.
Mike Q.
The spending plan also includes money for vouchers still under challenge in the courts.
She's up on cam.
Every
Stand by
year,
sound from
weeks in
C.
advance
Package
of the
out of 2.
legislature, the politicking that goes on is in full gear. It's all part of the fundraiser season, which runs right up until the opening gavel.
C.
Jim Shannon reports from Party Row.
Sound up 2.
Looking between the fence at the old Jimmy Davis house, you can spot the trucks of workers who are putting
This
shine
is a
on
minute
the house.
46.
It's busy this time
Upcoming
of year
season
with
is the out key. We'll come back key for the tag, same key, and then we'll advance our key on air.
The 2013 version opens 1 month from today on April the 8th, but the fundraising parties are already in full swing.
Welcome to Politics 2013.
Political analyst Clay Young points out that there are a number of fundraisers all over the capital city, far away from the legislators' own districts. All of these representatives and senators come from other parts of the state, yet they line up here in Baton Rouge for the bounty.
They're lined up at the trough, and there's a reason why. The cost of messaging is so much greater than it used to be because 20 years ago, you didn't have as many avenues to get your message out. Now you do have television, radio, you have social media, and you have all of these areas that require cash.
Of the 32 or so fundraisers scheduled between now and the start of the legislative session here in Baton Rouge, the Beer Industry League of Louisiana is hosting 9 of them. Executive Director John Williams tells me that they get an in-kind contribution, sort of a swap for letting them use the building. Williams says there's nothing wrong with that. Clay Young says this is just the way things are.
Lobbyists, companies, friends of politicians who want to get them in office, throw them fundraisers. I'm going to show you in like 2 minutes. And where you would see people get money from pockets of real estate where they represent folks, those days are not necessarily here anymore. They're gone.
Even the governor is involved in the fundraising process. He is reportedly trying to raise $750,000 to promote his income tax reform package scheduled for the upcoming session.
And Mikey's in there.
State law prohibits legislators from holding fundraisers during the session, so there will be an 85-day moratorium once the session starts. Remember last
Send my
year
video
when
from
property
3.
tax bills went out and people in Calcasieu Parish were upset because the bills had doubled and tripled or more in some cases?
Videos
the bills
up.
went up because property
We're gonna
tax
mix two
values
assault
had
out of
been
one. We'll
adjusted
mix
to
with
more
banners.
closely reflect market value. Well, the Southwest Louisiana Legislative Delegation is working on legislation to prevent such large increases from happening again in one tax season. House Speaker Chuck Clefley told those at the Republican Roundtable lunch today there may be a bill proposing a certain percentage limit that can be imposed from one year to the next.
It's not fun.
We'll work with local government, make sure we're not...
19 seconds, boost your audio, do something, more VO,
you go from a tax assessment of from X to Y, and that is going to cost you
5
$2,000 or
seconds.
$3,000 a year per year, not one time over 4 years per year, then I think it's time that we do something.
My cue.
The upcoming session starts April 8th. Tonight kicks off the 26th annual Black Heritage Festival in Lake Charles. KPLC's Olivia Vidal joins us tonight with more on all that went on tonight and what we can expect for the weekend.
Mike, you, Olivia.
The Black Heritage Festival started out as a one-day event 26 years ago, and now it's an event with activities scattered throughout the year, but this weekend it's really about coming together to celebrate culture. Tonight at the Lake Charles Central School Theater, comedian and magician Dwayne Hill shocked the audience with magic tricks like making cards disappear, and the crowd definitely enjoyed it. This weekend at the Civic Center is where more festivities will take place, filled with children's entertainment, door prizes, shopping, talent shows, educational seminars, and of course music. You'll get to hear gospel, jazz, R&B, and of course Zydeco. Executive Director of the Black Heritage Festival, Judith Washington, says there's something for everyone at the festival.
And 3.
So the festival, when we first started out, was bringing the African
26 seconds, coming straight back to the flash.
It gave those individuals the opportunity to showcase whatever talents they had, whether it's singing, poetry, dance, whatever. Well, now we've expanded.
10.
You know, we continue to showcase our culture, but it's not just about the African American culture. It's about culture in itself, the diversity of what we have here.
My cue.
All the proceeds from the festival supported scholarship fund. Each year, 11 local high school seniors receive college scholarships. On our website, KPLC-TV.com, you can find a list of all the events happening this weekend during the Black Heritage Festival. Cynthia?
My cue.
Thanks, Olivia. And the Live in the Lakefront Music Series kicked off tonight.
We're going to wipe the video out of 2 next.
City Heat performed. The series continues the next 2 Fridays with music starting around 6 p.m. Admission is free. And the Sulphur Mines Festival brought music and fun to Heritage Square tonight. The crowd was entertained by the Boomerangs and
we're going to come back to 3 and a 2.
The festival continues tomorrow with the Cadillacs headlining in the evening.
Great
start to the weekend weather-wise.
Semi one in the monitor Wayne.
I was, yeah. They had a great turnout there in Sulphur this evening, and the weather was perfect for it tonight. And overall, I think it's going to be great for it tomorrow as well. Here's a look at our temperatures outside.
We'll come back to 3 and 2, then we'll go
not
to
a lot of variability north to south. The coolest is at Oakdale, not a total shock at 55, but the warmest is Sulphur at 59 degrees. Same temperature right now in Abbeville. The winds, yeah, there's still a little bit of a breeze out there, and I don't think this is going to totally calm down. But more importantly, the direction, yeah, it's from the southeast. That always means a warming trend for us. In fact, the temperature was actually cooler last hour than it is now, where we are at 57 degrees. So I did adjust the forecast down a little bit, but thinking now I might should have left that forecast alone. But either way, we're in the 50s. Overnight tonight, I'll have more on our weekend.
Stand by 2 keyed on, Cynthia.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade.
2 is
a teen accused of attacking his pregnant teacher. Lafayette police say the trouble began at Northside High School when the teacher removed another student from the classroom to avoid a physical altercation. She followed the student into the hallway. That's what police say 17-year-old Charles Benjamin
we'll come back
tried
to centered on Cynthia.
Door to get into the hallway and rammed the pregnant teacher in the stomach as she blocked the doorway. The teen was charged with battery of a school teacher. No word on the condition of the teacher. If you were planning to use the camera ferry tomorrow, your plans will have to change. The ferry will go out of service starting just after midnight tonight.
We'll come back to
We're told the engine must be replaced along with other maintenance work. The shutdown is expected to last 24 hours. There was a packed house today over at the Overland courtroom. The room was full of 3rd and 4th graders. The Reeves and Kinder Elementary students participated in a mock trial. The students played the judge, attorneys, jurors, and witnesses in the case of Snow White and the Evil Queen. Teachers describe the trial as a way for students to see and learn firsthand what the judicial system is like. And after today, there may be some future attorneys at Reeves and Kinder.
I thought it was cool and fun that I may want to do this when I get older. I think that it was inspiring because it can.
It's out 5 more seconds, more VO2 centered for the bump.
And becoming one of the attorneys or a judge.
My cue.
When the jury returned with its verdict, the evil queen was found guilty. Next, a store clerk just doing her job is the victim of a vicious attack that's caught on camera. Plus, the date is set for the conclave to choose a new pope. We'll take you inside the Vatican to show you how the election process works. And they just stopped for lunch, and look what their SUV looked like when they got back.
Go one.
Stories as 7 News Nightcast continues.
3, 2, 1, fade taken. Good block.
All right, we're still clear. We're still clean.
Yay.
We're still alive.
$15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see my cue.
The funeral for Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez was held today outside the military academy where the funeral took place. The streets had a festive atmosphere. There was music from amateur and military bands. There were many banners with Chavez's picture. The crowd was able to watch the service by huge TVs. Officials say Chavez's body will be preserved and forever displayed inside a glass tomb at a military museum. It's the same treatment given communist revolutionary leaders such as Lenin, Mao, and Ho Chi Minh.
And wiping.
Catholic cardinals at the Vatican will start meeting on Tuesday to select a replacement for Pope Benedict. The Vatican says pre-conclave meetings had given the cardinals a chance to discuss the profile, characteristics, qualities, and talents a future pope must have. In the past 100 years, no conclave has lasted longer than 5 days.
Wiping.
The actual voting will take place in the Sistine Chapel.
We'll go to sound from CNEX, the video out of 1.
Will gather to invoke the Holy Spirit for assistance before electing a pope by secret ballot. And on the first day of conclave, eligible cardinals, those under age 80, will hold a vote. If there's no result, on subsequent days, they'll vote twice in the morning and twice in the afternoon until someone receives a vote of 2/3 plus 1. The ballots are burned after each vote. The only way the public will know about the proceedings is the appearance of smoke from the chimney over the conclave room. Black smoke from that chimney indicates a failed ballot. White smoke means a new pope has been selected. Positive signs in the latest unemployment numbers released this morning. The Labor Department reports monthly unemployment fell from 7.9% to 7.7% in February. That's the lowest monthly jobless rate since December of 2008. Overall, U.S. businesses hired some 236,000 workers last month. While the February numbers are encouraging, economists say the pace of gains is still below the 250,000 jobs needed each month to significantly reduce unemployment. She was just doing her job, but a store clerk in Nebraska got punched in the face not once, but twice. It happened after a drunk man was asked to leave the store. She went outside to get his vehicle's license plate number. There was a confrontation and she was attacked. Tonight, her attacker is still on the run. 2 Texas women are abuzz about their recent and rare encounter with bees in southeastern Texas. The 2 were surprised to find thousands of the tiny insects covering the back of the parked vehicle. All of those bees jumped on the SUV in the time it took for the women to have lunch. A beekeeper was called in and he was able to get the bees off the SUV and into a bucket. And in this story, we have a happy ending for the bees. They now have a new home in one of the beekeepers' hives. We've told you about the snow hitting the East Coast, but the West Coast is getting a taste of winter, too. Even Los Angeles County in California. These pictures are from the town of Gorman, about 65 miles north of Los Angeles, where traffic was stopped due to slick roads and low visibility. Several big rigs were stuck along the major north-south route through Central California. Thanks to the work of snowplows, the interstate was reopened just after sunrise. And you know what, Wade? I am glad that we never have to deal with that kind of weather.
Yeah, thankfully. But it's interesting, the storm system causing that is what's going to bring rain our way this weekend. So what's coming there, or going on there, is heading this way, minus the snow, of course. Here's a look at our almanac for today. And I want to draw your attention to something. Look at the normal high and low temperature. 70 and 50. Today is the first date that we've climbed out of the 60s for normal highs. That is a sign that warmer weather is definitely on the horizon. I'll have a look at our forecast and see what the next 7 days hold right after this.
Kills mine. Did you run out of music? 15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see.
Now your pinpoint forecast with Chief Meteorologist Wade Hampton.
Mikey Wade.
Well, good evening to you on this Friday night. Kind of an interesting night tonight with some clouds moving in the air. If you're hoping to do any stargazing tonight, it's not going to be a good night for that at all with just a lot of clouds. The good news, those clouds are not producing any rain, and I say that's good because most areas still need some more time to dry out from all the recent rains. I know I've seen several yards still that are very soggy a little bit. Not totally saturated yet, but certainly still could use some more time without any rain, and definitely not going to happen tonight. But as I said, plenty of clouds out there to affect our area. Here's the radar. Will prove it to you that there's nothing showing up. You might see a little green up there at the top of the screen just underneath the banner. None of that's actual rain either, and regardless, it will be moving away. But as I said, that is not rain, just some false echoes showing up on the radar up from the Shreveport vicinity. Temperatures right now, I'll admit a little earlier I decided to drop my forecast a couple of degrees because we were at 54 degrees at the 9 o'clock hour here in Lake Charles, which was my forecast low temperature, and normally when you hit the same temperatures you forecast at 10 o'clock, that's a sign the temperature will continue to drop. Well, apparently Mother Nature's had different ideas. I decided to leave it alone because I still think there's a chance later tonight, especially if the winds will calm it all, for these numbers to drop some more. But we are back to 57 here in Lake Charles, 55 right now in Oakdale, 48 for Lafayette, still holding at 61 degrees in Cameron. And yeah, here are those winds I mentioned, anywhere from about 5 to nearly 10 mile per hour winds. But notice the direction. It is from the southeast. Anytime our winds take a turn southeast to south or even southwesterly, that always means a warming trend because the wind is coming off the relatively cooler or warmer Gulf of Mexico. So that's why I don't think temperatures are going to change a whole lot overnight. That's actually why the temperature rose in the last hour, up a couple of degrees. Dew points are also on the increase. They've been in the 20s 2 days ago. Yesterday we were in the 30s to low 40s, now in the upper 40s to even some 50s on the map. Of course, the higher this goes, the more moisture there is in the air. It's also a good measure of the low temperature. The temperature can never drop below the dew point with the type of setup we have. I think this number will actually rise, and the temperatures will kind of meet at a happy medium. As I said, I decided to drop the forecast temperature a degree or two. We'll go with a little low 50s here along I-10. Still maybe a window of opportunity for a couple of upper 40s north of I-10. But even with the clouds, I think that might be less and less of a concern. Much warmer near the coastline, that is for sure. Here's the satellite radar across the southeast. Notice clouds extend all the way from South Texas. Those will continue moving our way. There are a few sprinkles showing up on radar over South Texas, but I don't think any of that's heading our way. There's the storm system causing the snow Cynthia was telling you about earlier. Here it comes. It moves our way. It's not going to get here until late Sunday, though. Tomorrow, I think, with some clouds around, but rain looks fairly unlikely tomorrow, other than maybe a sprinkle or two, but a much better chance for rain on Sunday. Can't even rule out the potential of a few strong to severe thunderstorms. Keep it tuned for the weekend. Meteorologist Cedric Haynes will keep you posted. For tonight, certainly no rain. Temperatures in the 50s, partly cloudy, and definitely warmer. Rain chance for Sunday stands at 60%.
Stand by 3 and a 2.
40% chance on Monday. And don't forget, this weekend, daylight saving time begins Saturday night. So wind your clock up and set it ahead 1 hour before you go to bed Saturday night. It's also a great time to replace batteries and smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and
got a video out of one next for the bump in the break.
All right, thanks a lot, Wade. Coming up next, is it time to rethink those annual flu shots? That story as 70s Nightcast continues.
Killer Mite and Fade. We'll have sound from C. We'll come out keyed. We'll have a package out of 1. Here's one.
We're really at a very critical stage in understanding just how the flu vaccine.
15. 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go see. Cynthia, Mike Q.
Most doctors say the annual flu vaccine is the best protection we have against the flu, but it's not perfect. Alan Constantine spoke with the University of Minnesota infectious disease specialist to learn more.
We're really at a very critical stage in understanding just how
it's
the
out
flu
a minute
vaccine
10.
works.
We'll come back 2 to 2 for the
says we now know that the flu vaccine is not as effective as we thought. And oddly, a new study indicates that getting a flu shot every year may not be the way to go.
I think it's fair to say that the current recommendations do not include this information, and they're going to need to in the future.
Osterholm says more study of the effect of repeated flu vaccinations on the immune system is needed. We asked Osterholm about another report from the Centers for Disease Control that seems to be validation of an alarm that Osterholm has been sounding for years, a superbug that antibiotics can't cure.
30.
These particular bacteria now have virtually become resistant to virtually all the drugs we have.
The fatality rate for this infection is about 50%. Osterholm and others believe this deadly bacteria is because we've been overusing antibiotics, and now the superbug bacteria has evolved immunity from the antibiotics.
Today, all I can say is if it's necessary to be in a hospital, be there. But if all you can get out, get out. Because, in fact, today, unfortunately, many of these infectious agents that are spread among very sick people occur in the hospital setting.
And my cues.
All right, Drew is here with sports on a busy weekend over at McNeese.
It sure is. Already getting started. We have the baseball team playing tonight. We have softball tomorrow, and the Cowgirl and Cowboy basketball team ending their regular season. We'll tell you about it next in sports.
And fade, take it. Yeah. That was a short block. Yeah, that's the only key in here.
Oh.
15, it's McNeese something.
Yeah, I saw one key all the way.
Oh, yeah, he just copied an old script. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go see.
Now 7 Sports with Drew Shirley, local first.
The
McNeese baseball team has had an up-and-down start to the 2013 season. After losing their first 3 games, they won 4 in a row, and they've been alternating W's and L's ever since. They began today with a 5-6 record. The University of New Orleans coming to town for a 4-game set. The Privateers got 2 in the first, but then Bryce Kingsley went to work on the mound for the Cowboys. He punches out Andre Damians, and Kingsley is just getting started. Next batter is Reese Cantor. He goes down swinging. Kingsley had 9 strikeouts in 7 strong innings, and he got some defensive help. Jonathan Coco fly ball down to right, but Matt Williams with the sliding catch and gets the Cowboys out of the inning. Bottom of the third, Chase Marion hammers the ball deep into right center. It almost gets out of the park, but it's off the wall, and Marion pulls into second with a double. And he is still there when Jackson Gooch comes to the plate. He hits an absolute rocket to left, but right at the left fielder. Not appearing in these highlights are a bunch of Cowboys runs, including a home run from Taylor Drake, and McNeese wins the game 5-2. The McNeese softball team opens their Southern Conference schedule tomorrow against Northwestern State. The Cowgirls will play a doubleheader against the Lady Demons beginning at 2 o'clock tomorrow, then finish the series at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The McNeese State basketball Cowgirls would, of course, love to win the Southland Conference regular season.
We're going to watch
most
video
focused on the Southland
nights.
Tournament, which they have won 2 years in a row. And after a dominating win at Southeastern last night, the Cowgirls have clinched a top 4 seed and a first-round bye in the Southland Tournament next week. The Cowgirls are now 11-6 in conference play, with the regular season finale tomorrow in Thibodaux. The men still had a shot at a top 4 seed last night against Southeastern, and it looked okay early on. Dante Cannon with a baseline drive in the reverse, and McNeese takes an early lead. Then Kevin Hardy gets it into Craig McFerrin. He had 18 points and 11 boards. Cowboys up by 2. And then Hardy with the beautiful crossover and the dunk. He had 14. McNeese up 17-12. And then Desharet Guidry, the nice stutter step. He'll get the bouncing ball to go down But the Cowboys falter down the stretch. They lose 79-68 and fall to 6-11 in Southland games. The men need to beat Nichols to avoid an 8th-place conference finish, while the women could theoretically get a #1 seed if they beat Nichols and everyone else loses this weekend. The Cowgirls tip off against the Lady Colonels at 2 o'clock tomorrow, and the men will follow at 4. The Southland Conference gets started next week, Wednesday, in fact, in Katy, Texas. The men most likely playing on Wednesday, and then the women having their first game on Thursday, and we'll be there.
Oh, very busy.
Your card. Stand by your break.
All right, thanks a lot. Coming up next, Wayne has your wake-up forecast, so stay with us.
Wayne, take it. She was not paying attention. You'll have to fucking do that in like, what, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
15. Do you have internet connection there?
I have like a little personal Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's
10.
charged.
Stand by sound from C. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go C. Stand by. My cues.
Definitely a little bit warmer to start off tomorrow morning than what we've seen the last several
and
mornings. I don't think many of us are going to be in the 40s tomorrow. In fact, 50s are going to be a lot more common tomorrow, then closer to 60 degrees to start off Sunday morning. But by Sunday afternoon, it looks like rain will be moving in. Rain chance of about 60% on Sunday. And I can't rule out at least a couple of strong to see
whatever that is still in the shot.
How things play out and the exact timing of things again. Count on us. We'll keep you posted on that threat. And of course, also
stand by on cam.
We have to set our clocks
They're up on
ahead
cam.
1 hour. That way you'll be on time on Sunday morning for everything we got going on.
All right, folks, spring forward. All right.
There's a ton going on this weekend. We've got the Swashbuckler season opener tomorrow night at 7. We've got McNeese baseball all weekend, softball all weekend. Both basketball teams finishing up the regular season tomorrow, so it's a very busy time. We'll keep you posted.
All right, and we will check it out. That's going to do it for us. We'll be back here
15.
tomorrow night for 7 News at 6. So please
Website's
join
up.
Lee, Cedric,
Stand
and
by
Seth.
video from 1.
Have a good
10.
night.
1's up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade, take it.
Green show, no meeting.
No meeting. Goodbye, all.
Where's Hunter?
Huh?
It was down here. Yes.
Make sure I know no meeting.
No meeting. Let him know. No meeting. What?
I told him I give him a ride home the other day. I was like, be in the control room at 10.